Alright folks, welcome back. Last time we left off, we were here. We still haven't cleared this area out. I went ahead and did a whole bunch of farming, just because a lot of this stuff isn't really needed, but it I'm trying to do a 100% playthrough, so yeah, so I went ahead and farmed up a ton of experience. I unlocked everything except the final combat art in this tree. Really, all I wanted was the mid-air combat arts, the Breath of Life, which is going to restore health on a death blow, and the last of the suppressed sound. Vault Over is pretty cool, but it's not necessary. And Shadow Rush is cool, but I probably won't ever use it because we're going to unlock one that is much better. I also unlocked the grappling hook attack. Chasing Slice is very good, but I just didn't want to farm anymore because probably going to end up losing some of what I farmed. What we're going to do now is go back to the dilapidated temple, turn in our gourd seed, make sure there's no extra dialogue. Then we're going to run back and check out the merchants, especially the one that we did the little mission for, and see if we can just buy everything up before I spend all my spend all my set on emblems.
And I can only see it from up close.
What is it?
Dragon's blood stagnation. I believe you're showing its symptoms.
Stagnation?
Dogen, my mentor, spoke of it once. The power of the dragon's heritage stagnates if the one who uses it dies repeatedly. When the stagnation has built up too much, it overflows.
What happens when it overflows?
Diseases spread, apparently. I hope this is just me being unnecessarily cautious. But if you should notice anything alarming...
Yes, I'll come see you.
I'm glad you've come.
Alright, so now we have 3 gourd seeds. Let me make sure.
But it appears as though your body is no longer confined by the rules of our world. Come and see me if you...
I will.
Alright, cool. So, a couple more deaths, maybe even just one more, and we're going to start realizing that every time you die, it's going to spread this disease called dragon rot. And what dragon rot basically does is, as it spreads to other NPCs, it won't really spread to you, but it'll spread to NPCs. Their dialogue options will get less and less, and you'll be able to interact with them even less. So, like, merchants can get it, Emma can get it, you know, the sculptor, pretty much anyone in the game can get it, and it's caused by your resurrection. But it only happens when you truly die. So when you die in combat and you resurrect, and then you come back, it doesn't give more dragon rot. But if you die and have to respawn at a sculptor, it does. So, alright, cool. So he's got some goods now. We got a ton of sen. So, let's go ahead and buy everything up. Let's go ahead and get this first. We'll get the Phantom Kunai. Phantom Kunai is a kunai used by Lady Butterfly that can be used to upgrade the Lotus Shuriken. A ringing sound is heard when the kunai is thrown, and phantom butterflies appear in the kunai's trail. Since childhood, Lady Butterfly had accumulated much experience in Usui's forest, far from civilization along Tozen Trail. His forest is filled with mist and mystifications, making it the ideal training and illusion technique. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. Pick up the 2 pellets, and I don't really care about the ceramic shards and stuff. I already have overflow of that.
I'm going to let you in on something.
All right.
I'm thinking about expanding my business. I mean, who knows when Ashina will fall? It's what you might call a sinking ship. In other words, opportunity is knocking, you know? Which is why I have a favor to ask of you.
What is it?
Do you mind finding out what the Ashina samurai want right now? You tell me that, and I can sell it to them. You're a shinobi. I bet you've got a good ear for gathering information from the enemy. Help a poor merchant out here, huh? Please.
Okay, so basically that's the next path for his upgrade. We have to find out what the samurai and Ashina need. We're gonna find that out later on, though. There's nothing you can do at this point that's gonna find it out. You're gonna have to start clearing more into the outskirts. So let's go ahead and start that. I'm gonna spend all of this sen on some more spirit emblems. Probably won't end up needing them, but while they are cheap right now, it's the best time to invest. So I'm going to purchase spirit emblems. And you see I just picked up 607 of them, right? So, again, probably won't need all of them. But now that I got them in the bank, I can kind of focus on purchasing other upgrades. I didn't take the Phantom Kunai to the Sculptor yet because I don't need them for this boss fight. So I'm going to just do this kind of the old-fashioned way. If you remember, when we eavesdropped on this guy last time, he said something about his horse being shocked by firecrackers or gunpowder. So that kind of gives us a tip that Gyoubu is who the next boss is probably going to be using a smart idea to use firecrackers on him. So I already have those ready, and we're going to go ahead and start clearing all these random enemies out. Some good items around here. Gyoubu is going to be your first main boss in the game. Well, he might not be depending on how you approach Harada Estates, but for the average first-time playthrough, he will most likely be your very first encounter with a major boss in the series. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this guy. And I didn't get the prompt. So he's going to keep beating away at him. There we go. So, get the spear guy, do our counter, boom, jump up here and get the guy with the gun. Go ahead and stealth attack this guy. Now we got another spear. And again, if you're not comfortable with, just kind of going into open combat with these guys, doing stealth is pretty easy. I would have stealthed through all of them, except for some reason it didn't give me the prompt there, and I kind of jumped the gun on it. But stealthing through this area is pretty simple. Just make sure you take out the big guy first. He can cause some problems with his delayed attack as far as your parrying goes, and it's never fun to miss a parry on that guy. Alright, so we got all the items. Let's go hit this little lore part. This is another conversation with Kuro and Genichiro.
We managed to drive them back once, but the Interior Ministry's army is far too powerful.
And that is why you wish to use the power of my blood. It doesn't matter how much power you obtain. You'll keep on fighting until you're a monster, incapable of feeling pain or fear. I do not wish to corrupt the lives of men.
Look at this mountain of bodies. Ashina cannot be defended by more enemies. Not me.
I could never be as strong as you, Lord Genichiro. I do not yet know what it is I should do.
It's been a long time since that happened. Wait all you like. It'll do you no good.
Alright, so basically Genichiro is trying to kind of guilt trip Kuro into helping him out, and Kuro is being a stubborn little kid. So, alright, so Gyoubu is known as one of the tougher enemies in the lore. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off. I'm going to put Akos on here and take these off because I won't need them. Combat art, good. Alright, so Gyoubu, you can see we have a big open field. You see all the dead bodies around. He's going to kind of burst through this door and things will get started. Biggest things with him is making sure you stay on him and use the firecrackers to stun his horse, just like that. When he runs away, boom, this is why he bought the upgrade for the grappling hook. Just get his health as low as possible. When he runs away, he's gonna come back, just parry. He hits like a truck, but you should be able to stun lock him long enough where you don't have to really worry about getting hit by him. So run away, do your And he's pretty easy to deflect. The key for deflecting him is just waiting until he actually swings. You don't want to jump the gun on the deflect while he's cocking it back. Wait till he's actually done swinging. And I don't know why the firecrackers didn't work right there. But just keep the pressure up. The horse staggers. You do extra damage when you hit Gyoubu himself. So, let's see, let's get the prompt. There we go. And at this point, we're just applying pressure. Boom. And that's Gyoubu down. Okay, so really simple. First main boss, use the firecrackers, use the sugar, and unlock those abilities. Kind of make the game simple for you. If you fight him without those abilities, it's kind of hard to keep the pressure on, and you'll have to deal with his charge a lot more often. Alright, so memory, Gyoubu Oniwa, the battle memory of an extraordinary foe lingering in the mind of Wolf. Commune with the sculptor's idol and confront memories of battle to permanently increase attack power. Gyoubu Masataka Oniwa was a keeper of the Yoshina Castle Gate, so that's where we're at now. Mechanical barrel, a mechanical metal barrel that can be given to the sculptor to enable prosthetic tool upgrades. It appears to have been made to fit perfectly inside the wrist bone of the shinobi prosthetic. A reinforced core is sure to make a shinobi's fangs even sharper. I should really wear my glasses when I read these. Alright, so what that ended up doing was just kind of unlocking 2 more upgrade paths for us. Let me go ahead and just kind of show you those. And then there's a couple more things we have to do around here, and then we'll probably close out this episode. Alright, so you're going to come to the sculptor's idol. Obviously you want to rest. Enhancing attack power, so we'll talk about enhancing the attack power. So this is a new option that just opened up. Basically, whenever you defeat a main boss, you're going to get a memory, and you can see you have 1 of 1 right now. If you go to enhance attack power, confront the memory of Gyoubu, it's going to give you some lore behind it. Gyoubu Oniwa once led a group of infamous bandits, but was defeated by Isshin, who was so captivated by a show of strength that he took him in as an Ashina warrior. Oniwa would later go on to become Genichiro Ashina's most trusted retainer. So that guy was very important to Genichiro and very important to his plans, so you can kind of see we're kind of shitting all over Genichiro's plans here. But what it ends up doing is increasing your attack power. Right, so I don't know how much damage extra it does, but basically as the game gets harder, enemies get more difficult, and by defeating these enemies and reflecting on your battle, you'll be able to increase your attack power to go along with them. You can make the game much harder on yourself by not doing that, and plenty of people do that, but if you want to just keep pace with the game, you're going to want to go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're going to start seeing some more of these dead bodies popping up, especially around here. There's a reason for that, and I'll kind of get into that once we meet the next character. I think I'm capped out on shards. I mean, alright, so now we got another merchant.
Care to purchase an offering?
Another one.
Where you find the departed, you'll find the Memorial Mall. A battlefield is our paradise. Go ahead. Buy an offering.
Alright, so we can go to purchase items, see what I got. So Dragon's Blood Droplet is an item rarely dropped by a divine heir of the dragon's heritage. Using it will slightly increase your resurrective power. It will also restore the power of life to those who have been drained of it by offering this drop to the sculptor's idol with the recovery charm in hand. In turn, all afflicted dragon rot will be healed. So basically this is going to provide you a way of curing dragon rot so you can interact with those NPCs, so it's always good to have. Even if you don't need it for the dragon rot because you're not going to die, it also gives you a chance to start building back up your resurrection power. Going to buy the next gourd seed, and then we'll come back for the coin purses and the antidote powders, but actually I can get one. Alright, so yeah, we'll come back for the coin purses. There's no point in opening coin purses in order to use the money to buy coin purses.
Wherever your travels take you, make sure you bring some offerings.
Alright, so from here, we're going to go meet the next, not really protagonist or antagonist, kind of a very important character that doesn't seem very important in the beginning. And we're going to find out what he has going on here.
Another rat. But those eyes. A starving wolf. Before I kill you, tell me your name. Tell me your name! No name to give. You shinobi are all the same. You die nameless, with no one to mourn you. However, your left arm, a prosthetic shinobi arm, it reminds me of... That's it. A one-armed wolf. I like it. Which means Sekiro. That is what I shall name you. Who are you? I am the Tengu of Ashina. Come, Sekiro. Care to hunt some rats with me? What? Rats have snuck into Ashina, scurrying about like they own the place. There are all kinds of rats out there, and they must be cut down. Every last one of them. It seems you have a talent for killing. Allow me to help you hone that talent. What'll it be, Sekiro? Will you hunt rats with me? Very well. Excellent. You'll need this if you're with me, Sekiro.
Alright, so rat description. A description of the rats have snuck into Ashina. Speak to the Tengu again once the rats are dealt with. The rats, assassins from Senpu Temple, short stature, wear bamboo hats. A number of rats are lurking about. Last seen around the Ashina Castle gate.
What is this? The face of a rat, and where it makes its home. Go and kill it. If you do, I will give you something that will aid you in battle. Go. If you do.
Alright, cool. So we've exhausted the dialogue there. Now this character is disguised right now as the Tengu of Ashina. But later on I'll be able to show you guys exactly how you can find out who that is.
You survived. That accursed Gyoubu's finally a corpse, I take it. That changes nothing, you know. There'll be more wars, there'll be more corpses, and deep-seated hatred will run wild. Where's all that hatred go? Haven't you ever wondered? Guess not. Guess you haven't. That's why I pity you. And I pitied him. Now then, there's no end to your duties. That's...
Alright, so she is not massively important to the story, especially if you're just trying to get through the game. However, later on, she'll become important when you're trying to do like 100% completion. If you're into the story, kind of what happens to the other characters in the story. We'll get to that because we are going to end up completing her dialogue tree. But you never really have to come back to her. She will be in an area that you can find her easily if you do exercise that option. Right now, we're trying to get to the top. Oh, I gotta go this way. Alright, so at the top of this, there's like a treasure chest. And when he was talking about killing the rats, remember those little bamboo hat wearing guys that I said were kind of spying on Ashina? Those are the rats he's talking about, and he goes about killing them so that they can't report anything back to the ministry. Alright, so loose prayer bead here. Always nice to find loose prayer beads. And you're just going to drop down. Go ahead and open up the back gate. You cannot attack him. It forces you to put your sword away when you come up near him, so it's probably a good idea because that guy is no joke. Gonna go ahead and go back to our idol. Alright, so with Gyoubu down, you have a couple options here. You can continue to press through. Like I said before, you don't really need to do Harada Estates at a certain point in the story, but there are going to be some things in Harada that we want to knock out. So we will probably push back to Harada Estates. Just kind of clear some of that out. Let's go ahead and take the gourd seed back to Emma.
I'm glad you've come. This
Any more
power,
dialogue?
it comes from Lord Kuros. It's said to be a power of the divine heir's dragon heritage. Those who have been given the power of resurrection. They are revived upon death, repeatedly. Let me know if you notice. I don't...
Alright, so the reason why I keep coming back here to check dialogue options, because one of the endings involves Emma and the sculptor, and you have to speak to them quite often, and I just don't want to miss it.
Mechanical barrel. It's a mechanism that can serve as the very core of the prosthetic. Hand it here. I'll fit it to the arm for you.
What difference does the barrel make?
With a versatile base such as this, I can use various purifying agents to further hone that fang of yours.
Purifying agents?
Purifying agents are materials that can be used together with the barrel. Things like gunpowder and scrap metal. So if you find something of that sort, be sure to bring it my way.
Alright, so now that we have the mechanical barrel, what we can do is upgrade it, and it's going to see, well, you're going to see that we have this upgrade tree now. And this is basically where you're going to come to upgrade your prosthetic arm. Right now, much of it is locked, but you can see that we have the materials, we just don't have the gold. Well, we do, but when you have the materials to upgrade something, it makes it very simple. You just kind of click on it, and then it unlocks this, like a different type of that same prosthetic. Now, you can still use the old ones, but you can also use the upgraded ones, and we'll kind of get into where you would need to use the new ones. Let's go ahead and... Alright, cool. So,
No matter what, so
go ahead and pop this Sen.
with them, I can. So if you find some.
Do our first upgrade, because one of those is going to be very helpful in Harada Estates. So let's go with 2. And you see we have 16 of them, so this is kind of what you use them for whenever you need to do an upgrade. Alright, and then you can see it kind of, as you unlock the different branches, it'll branch off to other ones. So with the spring-loaded firecracker, it charges up the spring mechanism, adds rotational energy when spreading the firecrackers, affecting enemies all around you. So it basically spreads it in a 360-degree circle. That way, if you get surrounded, you can pop the firecrackers and kind of get out of dodge. There's a path down here. Forgot to mention this. It's not a path that you're going to be able to really utilize right now, but it's going to be like a shortcut coming from the castle back to the temple, so we'll be utilizing that much later on. And for now, I think one prayer, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and head back to Harada Estates. Got a couple minutes. Let's see if I can clear all the way up to the next. Matter of fact, there's a lot of stuff we have to do in this next area, so we'll go ahead and call it the end of this episode. But just things to look for. What I'm looking to upgrade, I'll probably do some farming. I'm looking to upgrade to Emma's potency and in the mid-air prosthetic tool. So we're going to have to get at least 1 experience point here, and then probably 2 here. So 3 there, and then this one costs 4, but it's going to make our gourd a lot stronger. And then we'll start working on fulfilling this tree all the way. Like I said, I'm not worried about getting Shadow Rush right away. I have used Shadow Rush once or twice, but it's not one of the combat arts that I'm very fond of. But just to show you that in order to unlock everything, this game has a massive requirement of farming. But none of it is required for you to do in order to be successful. But if you're going for a completion, like a 100% complete run, then you're definitely going to have to do some farming. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and show the farm completely through. So what I'll do is show you exactly where I farmed, and it took me about 45 minutes, and I got up to 10,000 sen, and I upgraded that whole tree. So you're going to start here, and you'll get a ton of items from this as well. And let me go ahead and see if I have all the... Alright, so you're going to pop your possession balloon now, and nothing else, okay? So kill this first guy, boom. Run up, kind of put pressure on these guys. They're very easy to die, or very easy to kill. especially with the added attack power. Don't collect any of the sen yet. Don't pick any of it up. Now, you don't pick it up if you're using the balloon, but if you're not, you can go ahead and pick it up, but this will double the amount of sen you get on farm runs, kind of cut that time in half. In an earlier episode, I kind of told you that the amount of gold that drops off of an enemy is not set based off when they drop it. It's set off when you pick it up. So that's why we popped only our possession balloon, because if you pop anything other than the possession balloon, it'll run out. You won't get the full benefit of it. But the possession balloon does. You need to use that in order to increase the amount of things that are dropped that aren't sent. This area can get a little crazy with the dogs, so try not to get surrounded. And you can kill the dogs with one shuriken. So just trying to wait for this dog to come around the corner. All right, cool. Now I can. Again, try not to get surrounded. You can always hop up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pressure these guys down. And this is kind of why I farmed up the ability to heal on a death blow, because when you're farming and you're just trying to do it quickly, you don't always want to just stealth around. Every time I do a death blow, I get back health from these guys. So let's go ahead and finish this out. There's 2 more enemies. This guy's drunk, so he's going to take a piss. Easy stealth kill. And then there's a guy that's already drunk. Stealth kill here. Alright, so what you're going to want to do, let's go ahead and kill this dog. Alright, so now that everything is dead, you're going to pop your balloon. And you're going to see, you're going to gain a ton of gold here. Okay? So you even got some more possession balloons, which is nice because it kind of helps you rerun the farm. And you can do this over and over and over. Pick up all this again. Pick up everything from here, and you can see in the bottom left hand corner the balloon has a little yellow icon. It says it's still active, but right there I got 569 sen in one run and almost a full bar of experience. So it's a good farm run. I'm not going to run it all right now. Go ahead and travel back to the thicket slope, and then I'll catch you guys in the next episode where we'll start pushing up to the next mini boss in the Harada Estates. All right, take it easy.